Hello YouTube, Pear-Shaped Brit here. This past weekend I went to see Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. Right off the bat, I have never read any of the Hunger Games books, so I've basically gone to this purely from a film viewer. It was a good action film, I can't deny it. I really enjoyed myself. I got pulled into the story, in terms of script as well. It was really well written for the most part. Again, I really enjoyed the action scenes. A lot of the characters were so well written. I went with a couple of mates and we all said that there were quite a few female characters and they were strong in the sense that you could A, tell them apart, and B, they had fantastic personalities. I think there was like 3 or 4 women I love, and usually I could probably tell you like maybe the 1 or 2 female names. Jennifer Lawrence, I absolutely love her. I haven't seen a lot of her films and everyone's been raving about how fantastic she was, but I noticed from about the second film, now this film, I'm on her side now. She's fantastic. Just one of my favourite characters from the entire series is Katniss, and I think a lot of it is just due to the fact of Jennifer Lawrence's subtle performance. It almost felt like both her and the director wanted to go in something completely different. There was this idea of this poor young woman basically being forced by 2 parts of society to become something completely that she's not, in order to just basically survive and keep the rest of her family alive. Like, I did not like Gale. I'm sorry if you're a team Gale, but I did not like him. He just came off as an arrogant arse. Actions between Peter and Katniss, there were some really interesting things. I just wish that had been developed a bit more and shown a bit more, but Gale, no. I think there was one point where I turned to a friend and says I want to kneecap him with his own gun. If the actor, did a really good job, but he deserved a better part, I'm sorry. He just wanted her attention all the time, it seemed, and it's like, hang on a moment, she's taken part in the Hunger Games twice and survived, but she's had to kill people that she had no, innocent people at the end of the day, who she didn't want to kill them. She's been horrendously tracked down and completely mentally exhausted by Snowden, who's an absolute psychopath. And then she's desperately in her vain attempt to keep Peter alive, and then as a way of basically reckoning her guilt for what she's had to do in the previous games. Only that's gone downhill because she's apparently the special one, and her entire district has been annihilated because of her actions. And also the fact that she's now not allowed to grieve for her district, not allowed to grieve properly for everything she had to do in the previous Hunger Games. Instead, she's being forced into a role playing this martyr and hero, which she knows she's not and she doesn't want to be. So excuse her for not paying attention to you, girl, One would think you might notice the mental cracks, but hey-ho. Oh, no. No. If someone had written them out, wouldn't have missed anything. Really wouldn't have missed it. Really didn't like him. The film itself suffers from let's split the last book into 2 films and milk the franchise. It doesn't work. It didn't work for Harry Potter, it certainly didn't work for Twilight from right here, and it doesn't work here. What would have been, I think, if you took some of the elements from Mockingjay 1 and most of the elements of Mockingjay 2 and combined them into 1, you would have had a fantastic film, rather than it was great, but it's killing the it just ruined it at the end of the day. During the middle of the film, it was such a slog to get through, which is a shame because there's some really there's some fantastic action pieces, and it just ruins it. The supposed love triangle, no, I'm sorry, no. Also, Julia Moore's character, I felt like there wasn't enough development of her. I mean, she was clearly having a massive ball as she was loving the part, playing this woman. There's this one scene where she's got a cape on, and I was like, oh yeah, she's loving it. And Donald Sutherland, again, playing fantastic roles. Is just the biggest letdowns, I think, was the pacing of the film and trying to cram in this supposed love triangle, and then it just didn't work. So yeah. On the plus note though, I went to the View. They had a little Mockingjay cup, which I had to get because A, it's got my favourite character on it, and B, it's removable. It's quite cool. Katniss with her little bow and arrow. Looking quite funky. So that was a really good plus. Wasn't as much as I thought it was going to be, so I'm quite enjoying that. I might get rid of the cup and keep the figure. If you're interested in the Hunger Games, if you like the films, if you're a fan of the books as well, I would say go see it. Do not go into this blind, because you will just be lost about what the hell's going on, because they don't explain anything. Technically they don't need to. It's a really good film. I don't regret seeing it. I feel like I got my money's worth. Just the pacing and some of the plot, just no. But overall, I enjoyed it, so what can you do? Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, YouTube!